I'm Harold Losey, and I make custom crafted knives, both fixed and folding, and all my fixed blades come with sheaths. I purchase my blanks, and then they come in, and I decide what type of handle I want to put on them. Depending on the type of handle, depends on the process that has to be gone through. It can take anywhere from about 3 hours to get a handle on, up to 6 to 7 hours to fix a handle, depending on the style. I work with both wood, acrylics, metal, and bone and antler as far as handle material goes. I've been doing this about 3.5 to 4 years. I got into it because Mr. Shores and I had been dealing with Indian jewelry for a long time at the sales, and I was retiring. I spent a lot of time with him, and he said, why don't you get something to occupy your time? Try making knives. So I picked up a couple blanks and went out and got some mesquite wood off of his ranch, cut it, fixed it worked it, sanded it, and it was very pleasing. It's a fine thing to get your hands into, and I enjoyed it. And he said it was good. He took it, showed it to some people. They said, you're doing pretty good. So I did that. Since they were fixed blades, I said, if you sell a fixed blade, you got to sell a sheath. So I got some leather, watched some YouTube. Coming to Cowboy True has been a great help because you deal with the actual individuals who are out working on the ranches. They come in here to see all the crafts and the artistry that's done. Plus, a lot of them bring our cowboys that come here that do the work. They come in and they make comments on the sheaths, the knives, what blades they prefer, the shapes, the type of steel they like, sizes, so I can adjust what I make to my customer base. Most of my knives, I like to make them personal. I want them to be functional. I don't want them to be put up. I want them to be used and taken care of because they're not just pretty things. Most of your working cowboys use pocket knives. They like something they can open with one hand. Mostly what they carry them for is when they're working the cattle and they throw a rope or a loop, as you want to call it. If it gets hung up, they want to be able to cut it quick. They want something they can open with one hand and slice the rope. Other times when they're out working, if they're feeding and they get bales, they have to cut the strings and or the wrapping on a big round bale. So they want a knife that's very serviceable, that will hold a good edge.